Doesn't matter what country you're from, where you're going home to, you've got products that you can use to help and benefit the people around you, your friends and family. And I get to tell you more about those products. Now, many of you have seen me give presentations before, and I talk about other dose forms, because suspension gel technology is better. Gel is better. Doesn't matter if you're drinking juices or taking pills. Gel gives you a better absorption rate. Gel delivers your nutrients more effectively. You owe it to yourself and you owe it to others to learn why this is so important and how much of a benefit it can be. If you take juice products, traditional juice products, all of them have this layer of sediment at the bottom of them. Well, this sediment contains most of your nutrients, and your body can't digest that very well. There was a study that was done a little while ago on a specific type of antioxidant, and it's bound up in the rind of a fruit, in the peel of a fruit. Well, if you take it, when it's bound up in that rind, you don't get nearly as much. You get 14 times more if you get it when it's extracted and put in the right form. So by having these straight juice products with all of this sediment at the bottom, you're binding your nutrients. Your body can't free them up for absorption. Juices are not the answer. We've had juices forever, and we still have the problems that we have in society. Tablets. How long have we had tablets for? I did some research a little while ago, and the earliest date I can find record of tablets, I believe, is 1500 AD. That is 3,500 years ago when tablets began to be used. The technology has not changed that much in 3,500 years. Just let that sink in for a minute. That's a long time. Suspension gel technology is one of the biggest revolutions to come along in the nutritional industry in centuries, very possibly. Centuries. Because of the dose form, because of the absorption rate. These tablets, they get in your body, and they sit there in your stomach. They're very difficult to digest. We've all heard about people passing tablets and then not digesting in the body. And we all wonder, well, is that true? Is that real? I mean, if I take it, is it just going to pass through, or is it going to dissolve? Well, I've got some interesting information here. These are some x-rays that have been taken. Now, if you look carefully, this pointer doesn't work, so you just have to look carefully. There are tablets that have been in this individual's body for as long as 2 days. So this one down here at the bottom, it's about to pass, but it's been in there for 2 days. The circle at the top has been in there for 1 day. And the one just below it, it's in the ascending colon. It's working its way through. That was taken the day of the x-ray. Once you get into the colon, you can't really absorb any of these nutrients. The tablets are not broken down. The nutrients are not liberated. You're not getting what you want to get out of those nutrients, out of those vitamins and minerals. It's a waste. I have another graph, or another x-ray. Can anybody find the tablets in that x-ray?
No.
They're not that hard to see. They're right there. They're not digested. I'm not sure who this is taking that many tablets. That's a whole handful of tablets.
Wow.
But the point is your body is not able to break these down very effectively. The older you get, the less effective your body is at digesting tablets. Studies show this. It's been proven. It's difficult to do. A gel doesn't have this problem. When I'm developing products, for some reason, this is always the body that I think of when I'm developing products. I start thinking of this person that's kind of turned inside out. that has all of their organs visible. And so I think, okay, what organs are we going to affect? Are we going to help the digestive system? Are we going to help the lungs, the liver? So I mean, we would try to factor in all of these different systems when we're developing products. But if you were to take them in a tablet form, no matter what the supplement is, it just sits in your stomach and it just sits there. When you take them in a gel form, you get so much absorption, so much more absorption. Instead of just sitting like a little rock in your stomach, what you end up with is complete absorption throughout the body. In short time. It doesn't take long. Now, I've had people ask me, how long does it take? Well, that's going to depend on the person. That's going to vary by product and by individual. But what I can tell you is it doesn't take very long. You don't have to wait. I know for tablets, the pharmaceutical recommendation is to have some digestion in under an hour, within like 45 minutes. That is just some digestion. With a gel, you have almost immediate absorption. And I'm going to show you this. How do we know that it does that? If you take Fit and you lose weight, you know you've lost weight. If you take Burn and you lose weight, you know you've lost weight. If you take Flex and your joints feel better, you know that. But what if you take Exo? What if you take Min? There's not a little dial on your head that says, oh, I've got my antioxidants, or oh, I took my vitamins today. You feel better, but there isn't really a tangible evidence. These slides that I've borrowed from Dr. Repetto of Italy, by the way, and thank you very much for that. This shows Exo, blood work, Exo, after 10 minutes. So the first slide is before the Exo, the second slide is 10 minutes after the Exo. Can you see a difference in the cells? A big difference. Thank you, no one answered. Hi. There's a big difference there. And that's after 10 minutes. You take a tablet, 10 minutes later, you've got a tablet sitting in your stomach. That's what you've got. In a lot of cases, you'd be better off going out and licking the sidewalk to get your minerals because they don't absorb. Well, what about... And the translation kicks in. What about Min? 10 minutes after taking Min, we see all the blood cells are stuck together beforehand. 10 minutes after taking Min, we see that they're in a much more efficient configuration, that they're separated, they're able to do their jobs much better. Your body runs more efficiently when you take your nutrients with gel, because gel is better. It doesn't matter what product we come out with, those nutrients are going to be benefited by taking them in a gel form. Now, when I make a product, I try to be creative with the formulas. I try to think of new combinations that are going to be extra effective. So if I were going to put them into a tablet or a capsule, heaven forbid, that they would be a good product. But when we put them in the gel, it amplifies that action. It makes it so much better, so much more potent, so much more effective for your body. You can see action like this cellular recovery within 10 minutes. That's fantastic. Many of us have seen these slides. I've got several graphs here. And all of it is based around the fact that gel is better for us. It's a better dose form. If you haven't seen this slide, this is a study that was done by the University of Minnesota in conjunction with the Mayo Clinic. If you haven't heard of the Mayo Clinic, you need to get out more. But the Mayo Clinic is a world-renowned clinic that is in Minnesota in the U.S. They did a study on omega-3 fish oil, and they used soft gel capsules and compared it to a gel-type omega-3 product, given the exact same amount of omega-3 fish oil, exact same amount of EPA, DHA, all of those nutrients. different dose form. And what they found was a 350% better absorption through the gel-type product. So what we did at the office is we decided to do a mimic of this study. So we had people take soft gel capsules, we had people take our Agile omega-3 product. Exact same amount of omega-3, exact same type of fish oil, different delivery system. The results were astounding. We sent off blood work. The blood work, that's not a I feel better. That is an analytical number that is tested for. A machine gives it back to you. 16% increase in omega-3 content by the capsules, but a 70% increase by the omega-3 product that Agile has. That's a dramatic increase. 440% increase, in fact, given to the exact same nutrients. And why is that? Because gel is better. You know, they say when you get up and you talk to people and you present things, they're only going to take 1 or 2, maybe 3 bullet points away. They're not going to remember everything you talk about. So if you tell a funny, catchy story, they might remember that. If you show an interesting point, they might remember that. But they're not going to remember your whole presentation. If there's one thing that you walk away with after this presentation, after this convention, it needs to be that gel is better. Because no matter what your friends are taking, whether it's a capsule, a tablet, doesn't matter. The nutrients might be just fine. The delivery form needs to be improved. They need to be taking that in gel. There are study after study after study on the nutrients that we have in our products. I was going through some of the literature, and if you go on the National Institute of Health website in the U.S., National Institute of Health, there are literally hundreds of thousands of studies that have been done on the ingredients that we use. Some of the individual ingredients have tens of thousands of studies showing the effectiveness of that nutrient. What I'm showing you are the studies that show that that nutrient is more effective when delivered in gel, because gel is better. Our burn product, we launched not too long ago. It's been wildly successful, burn. I'm not sure how many kilos have been lost with this product, but it's a bunch. There's a lot of it there. What this graph shows is the efficacy of one of the active ingredients within burn, how it improves your metabolism, how it helps you burn more fat. This is very impressive on its own. When you combine it with suspension gel technology, you improve on that. You get a better absorption. You get a better effect. You burn more calories. You lose more weight. You get all of those benefits, again, because gel is better. We have a product, again, that we launched a little while ago called GSH. Anybody familiar with GSH? Any fans? That's right. A little louder, please. That's a good product. There we go. There we go. That is closer to the rousing applause that product deserves. This product is so effective. We did those same blood tests. We talked about omega-3. We did blood tests before and after. We did blood tests on the GSH with the glutathione level in a person's system. Beforehand, we tested it, and then we compared the increase after 2 months of taking GSH. And the results we saw were amazing. We saw a 2.5% increase in 2 months. Your body naturally will lose glutathione levels at 1% per year. So you should always be going down. You should always be dropping. Within 2 months, we had 2.5% increase, 5% increase, even a 10% increase We even had one result come in at a 22% increase over 2 months. That's astounding. That is the power of a good formula combined with suspension gel technology. If we look at the red column there, that is going to be the natural progression of glutathione within your body. It's going to continue to decrease slowly, 1% each year, and these are on average, of course. You may have a higher glutathione, I may have a lower, but the general number is going to be about like this, where it'll slowly trend down. The most conservative estimate I can make, based on the studying that we've done, and the information that we have, is in the blue. If you start taking the GSH product, your glutathione levels will improve dramatically. What we have here is if you were age 40 and you began taking this product, you would increase to a certain point, and eventually your body would acclimatize. It can't keep improving, at that same rate. So eventually it's going to taper off, but you still, at the age of 100, according to this graph, you would still have a higher glutathione level than you did when you began taking the product 60 years earlier. It's such a dramatic increase because this delivery form is revolutionary. Gel is better. Well, thank you. Many people have come to me, they see some of these graphs and these studies, and they'll say, well, your omega-3 graph, that's amazing. That is amazing information. But what I'm curious about is, how do you know that fish oil works the same as vitamin B? How do we know it absorbs the same? Shouldn't they absorb differently from each other? And it's a very good point, because fatty nutrients do absorb differently than water-soluble nutrients. Omega-3 is a fatty nutrient. And so to see a 350, 450% absorption increase does not necessarily mean that some of our other nutrients are going to absorb at that same rate. Well, some of our good friends, this is a nutritional PhD candidate that did their dissertation on Agile's Min product versus the world's most popular multivitamin tablet, which will remain nameless for their own sake. Blood work was done at time 0, so right when they took the tablet and when they took the Min product. Blood work was pulled 15 minutes into it, 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hour, and 6 hours. And it was analyzed for vitamin C content, of all things. It is widely understood, or believed rather, in the nutritional industry that vitamin C is absorbable through almost any dose form. Whether it's a tablet, whether it's a liquid, whether it doesn't matter. People believe that vitamin C is going to absorb readily, and that you don't have to worry about what dose form you're taking it in. Well, this study was done based on vitamin C in the blood. You'll notice at time 15 minutes into the study, so 15 minutes into it, the red portion is the results from the tablet. We actually see a negative number. We have less vitamin C in our system than we did 15 minutes ago when we took the tablet. Why would that be? The reason being is your body is always using these nutrients. So right now, if you had a dial on your head that told the vitamin C content, it would slowly be going down because your body is using it for energetic purposes, as an antioxidant, for all of these different reasons. So it's constantly moving its way down, and then you replenish it and it'll jump back up. Well, what we see here is that 15 minutes after taking the tablet, the vitamin C hasn't absorbed yet. The reason we have a negative number is because over that 15 minutes, we have seen a decrease because the body is using it. Well, 15 minutes into the gel product, that's the blue marker right at front, we see a significant increase in vitamin C in the blood. Now, about 25, 30 minutes, that's when we start to see something being contributed by the tablet. But by then, the gel has already kicked in all the way. And so over the course of this whole 6 hours, we saw something like a 4.5 times increase in absorption, which is fairly similar to the omega-3 product that we saw. So what we see by this is that fatty nutrients, as well as water-soluble nutrients, are both dramatically increased in absorption by using suspension gel technology. Because gel is better. That's what it comes down to. It doesn't matter what nutrient you're trying to deliver. I heard that. This body, back to this body again. When I'm developing product, and we've got any number of products in development right now, but I have to look over this body, and each time I see that, I think, okay, yeah, we got that one covered. That'll be next year. That'll be later. That one will be, this, that. What we tend to neglect is some of the things you can't see on this body. Some of the things we don't think about. When everybody asks me, "What are you working on? What are we gonna, see in the next couple of years? What kind of products?" And they want to hear the list. What are the top 5 products that you're working on? Well, some of those could be I'm not saying the word, I'm not even going to say it, no. There is a list. There is a big list of products. They're being developed, they're being worked on, and they're happy about it. I don't know if you are, but they are. Now, when we launch these, it's difficult to say. Products take a long time to develop. They take, years often. We generally have about an 18-month process that we have to go through before we can launch a product, because we need to do all of these tests, all this research, and validate it. We need you to have the very best products that you can, that we can provide to you, so that when you take that product, you can become a product of the product. People can look at you and they can say, "What is different about you? I see something. What is it?" When you become a product of the product, people notice that, and it sells itself. But this body, when we develop products, people think, well, okay, which system is it going to affect? Is it going to be heart? Is it going to be lungs? Is it going to be this or that? Well, we don't always focus on the internal stuff. We often leave out the external things. We have a fantastic line in Ageless, our skincare line. We've been able to branch out on this skincare line in several countries, in several different areas. Certain markets have certain products that may not be available in other markets, but we've expanded on the Ageless line, and we believe in that. We need to be taking care of the outside of our body as well as the inside. We do have a new product for you today. And it is along those lines of taking care of your body, your appearance, things that we need, but we often overlook. There are certain of us that do keep that in mind. There's a great many of us that don't think about the exterior of our body at all. Our appearance is part of our health. The outside is as important as the inside. Let's take a look at what we have for you. Let's show this video. And we'll show this video in just a second.